Alright, today is February 10th, 2024. A lot's been happening. A lot. Better each day. I was up in Akron. Somebody off in the distance said no one say a word to her. They found out it was some stripper and her family member doing it. Everybody's finding out. Was that stripper and her brother Alex in cheesy disguises, pretending to be a retired judge that nobody remembered, in a little white Santa Claus outfit, pulling the biggest scam in the world. You know, I was sitting around talking last night, and I was telling him about my ex and the different people he was involved in. This one kid started, stuttering. He's like, he was part of the cartel. He was part of the human traffickers. And I said, I know he was. Those are the people that sell people for sex slaves. I know that. Okay. And I told him about how, I reported him because where they said they put a shower scene in the other room, they were breaking the tapes in the bathroom. Because my grandkids use that bathroom. And, that's kiddie porn. And, see, that's where I know a retired CIA agent was talking to her. She's like, if you would have reported it, you could have been considered an accessory. And it's ridiculous, those people, for what they did to you and your family. They didn't get arrested and nipped the first day. She said FBI will sit on cases and let people get away with crimes to see who pops up. Drug lords popped up. This was an oh my God case. Like they said up in Hartville a month ago, her case is a nationwide human trafficking scam. We all know that. One thing, the courthouse is after Dave. He's 2 months behind on my alimony. I talked to the child support people. I told them how they ran scams on me and he had people harm me. The child support part, I wish they'd all talk together. Because I already talked to the criminal division of the prosecutor's office what they did to me and how at Abigail Watkins, the other part of the prosecutor, that victim activist, they gave them my file, shows I'm innocent of everything. Back in 20. And then I was an FBI informant. Okay? The file states that on an ongoing case, no one's allowed to talk to me, but if I have problems, how to get a hold of them. Okay? Alright. It doesn't say not to believe me. It doesn't say not to help me. It says I'm an FBI informant, not to talk to me about an ongoing case. But if I need help, how to get a hold of them. Big difference, huh? But like that CIA agent that I knew, I know, she said, if you wouldn't have reported that you found out they were taping little kids go in the bathroom, you could be considered an accessory. And it is ridiculous. They didn't go to jail for what they did to you and your family. They violated you. Oh my God, they violated. I was being drug beat and raped in my own home under drugs. Even the doctor didn't think about it. And I'm going in there with marks all over me, throwing up, infected. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I'm blaming the toxic water. Thinking it's making me this sick. I've never talked to anybody. Before the FBI, I never even seen anybody. If they would have never said a word, I would have blamed everything on the well water. Because the well water looked like poop water until we got the water treatment system, and it burned your skin if you had a cut or scratch. Well, I thought just washing it made my private area swollen and infected. I thought just washing in it is making me dizzy and throwing up and sick. It has to be the water. Not drinking it, of course, because it looks like poop, but just to wash your hands or And even with the water treatment system, it went down to milk-looking color. We carried in bottles of water to cook and drink. I had iron bacteria, iron gas, and so acidic it was on toxic levels. See, that's where Dave should have went to jail for kitty porn. So should have Alex and Michelle and the guy impersonating a doctor. That agent's face had been priceless. Priceless. Do you realize I called the FBI? I have threats on my life. I tell them about the different attempts, people, witness of them impersonating me, 3 witnesses of them knowing of the threats on my life and then breaking it and them trying to kill me. And they walk into an FBI agent's office with stalking tapes done by a stripper, her brother in a cheesy disguise, pretending to be a retired judge that nobody knew about because he'd been retired so long. And she's pretending to be his daughter, and it's her brother in an old man's disguise. And I told you, he just walked by me with it. And I thought, that looks like that guy that Brady bashed my head in, Alex, and was part of that assault. And it looks, and they've been stalking me. Found out it's that stripper's brother. He was trying to say that it was her dad and she was a retired judge's daughter. And here is some stripper and her brother pulling a scam. And some guy impersonating a doctor from Altman Hospital selling information, when the real law is that if a doctor talks about you to the police or the feds, it's 1 to 10, or anybody else, it's 1 to 10 years for selling and sharing your information. Or actually 10 years federal. And a $250,000 fine. Somebody impersonating a doctor is 1 to 10. So can a doctor ever go in and testify against you that's yours? No. That scenario wasn't even funny. Like, the people even said it wasn't even funny. They said they had somebody pretend to be a doctor. It's not funny that they said they had sodium pentothal reports either, when it's outlawed in the country and lie under. And they admitted they drugged me to an agent and they were stalking me. Photoshopping and washing is clicking and pasting. And date rape drugs, amnesia drugs, are sleepwalking. Roofie confessions. I never talked to anybody. Aware sick, throwing up, heart racing. Giant bruises everywhere. And then a severe swollen personal infection. And if they would have never said a word, I thought it was a Walmart. I thought I was getting cancer. I'm going to the doctor and they're like, maybe you're anemic. Give me iron pills. Nobody thought of a sexual predator breaking in, stalking me, drugging me up, and raping me. But there's no way that agent is that fucking stupid. They walk in. Think of the scenario. I called the FBI. I got 2 documented Perry police reports of attacks. Tell them about the other 2. Tell them about somebody impersonating me. Cost me a job with a witness thereof. I tell them about the 3 witnesses and all of them bragging that it was them trying to kill me and how to get a hold of them. And in walks Dave with his stripper girlfriend, her brother dressed up as an old man. Trying to pretend to be a retired judge. And she's trying to pretend to be his daughter. A guy impersonating a doctor selling information. And a cult leader yelling she was faking 15 years before. Are you kidding me? And they had sodium pentothal reports. They admitted to drugging me to get the truth out of me. And they didn't arrest their dumbasses. But yeah, they should have been arrested for life in federal on the spot for being stupid enough to walk into a federal office and admit to those crimes. Thousands have went to jail off of this. Like they set up in Hartville. We all know her case is a nationwide human trafficking scam. You know, where I was talking to those people last night, they said, your ex-husband was part of the cartel. The human traffickers that sell people for sex slaves. I know that. You know the difference between mafia and cartel? Mafia is organized crime. Kingpins. They control, they put a hit on you, they send 2 or 3 guys out and you're dead. Cartels are renegades, reckless people, doing crimes, craziness. You know, I was sitting around talking to people. This one guy said, well, you know, she showed me on Amazon where they can buy FBI badges for $20, including wallets where you can put your picture in. And they said, you know, anybody would fall for them. That's how they've got away with this. That, and they impersonated the Portage County sheriffs. You think the police, well, the police have been getting them, and the sheriffs and marshals, they've got thousands of this. Thousands have died where people run around making fun of me for being a human trafficking victim they ran a big scam on. And it was a stripper and her brother. And the cartel used it to entertain people so they wouldn't tell them. You know, somebody around me last night said the people that were following her realized her ex-husband was part of 2 murders. And they missed it. Oh, they knew that back when it happened. They were yelling in Campman 21. They let that ass get away with murder. He had killed people. They let him get away with it. I reported for years. People have died over this. And you know when I was talking to people last night? It's coming down to the grace of God. Grace of God. Am I even alive? Thousands have died because of these bastards. And I know the police are getting them. And I'll tell you what, people will not insult the police in front of me. I have cut people out of my life for that. You know, that's one thing when I seen that guy down the road, and I called that office where that agent was at. Lady answered the phone and said, "Will you tell the police up there to get a hold of it? We're busy. The serial killer's down the street. And they're busy." Hal broke loose up there. Hal broke loose. It was like a 007 movie. But I wouldn't be alive if they wouldn't have showed up at stores. Chase stalkers surrounded me. Encased me in their cars, gone shopping with me. I wouldn't be alive. And I had a neighbor try to say some officer was insulting me, so I called the office, and they said they would never do that. It's just a neighbor bashing the police, because that officer would be in a lot of trouble. It's bad. They can't insult you. And I told them about my case, that FBI case, and then all the people knowing of the case, and da 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 da. And then the witnesses. She's like, "Wow." She said, "You know what? You got different departments, different agencies working your case, and you got proof and you got witnesses. You stand on that." And that neighbor was just being mean. I had another so-called friend insult the police that they're evil, they let people be sold for sex slaves for payoffs. I won't talk to them anymore. I said, this is gonna end really ugly, because I'm gonna tell you what I think of you. And I said, you will never insult them. I said, I won't be alive without them. And they protect me when I'm out. And I'll tell you what, you will never insult them. Look at me. Ever. And I haven't talked to him since. And it's sad when people think so little of people that go to work and risk their lives every day. A few bad makes all the good ones sacrifice. And them sacrificing their life every day to keep our community safe, and then go after these bastards. You know, and it cost them their lives. And you know what people remember? The one bad, not the thousands that are good. Like Officer Mark and Officer John, that are part of the team that helped watch me. Those guys know what was happening with gratitude. They tell everybody I'm innocent, that I'm informed, and that no one's to say a word. And they get in people's faces, and they defend me, and that means everything in the world. And they've helped protect me. And I'll tell you what, the officers that watch me and they work the case, you can't insult me in front of them. And people can't insult them in front of me. I'm gonna upload this. But yeah, child support's looking for Dave. They took. He's passed $2,500 in alimony. And I told him a little bit how he was running scams and having people hurt me. Now he's just trying to bail on everybody. And I told him about that girl. And that he bought online. It won't be hard to prove. The police or feds just need to pull his bank accounts. It had to be transferred electronically. And if it got taken to an agency, then that's human trafficking. Because the only thing he could pay for was her plane ticket and their wedding. Nothing else. I've talked to criminal attorneys. Or actually attorneys. I've talked to criminal attorneys. The FBI can't even ask you to stay quiet. They don't have that kind of authority. They're just hired police officers. I told him that agent acknowledged that he talked to everybody before me and how he knew I was being framed and laughed at me. He can't talk to you that way. How he opened up a case and I didn't get my money and left there. He said he can't withhold your money. It's for working the case. It's not for funds, and they can't ask you to stay quiet because of freedom of speech. It takes a judge. And he stole my money. He's scamming people. Now I'm hoping he's just acting like a renegade trying to get these people. Because nobody's that stupid to fall for 2 pimps and a prostitute. A couple of days ago, I was in Walmart 62 and a guy was on the phone in the morning. And I think it was Thursday morning. And they were saying a bunch of people are going to get fired over this. And making fun of me. Yelling weird with yourself. We all know it's photoshopped and everything's dropped. And he said, we all know it was 2 pimps and a prostitute. And even that judge, Judge Timothy Ludick, seen that guy dressed up as that other retired judge. He said even that other judge seen him dressed up like that. Didn't know what was going on. It's Alex, the white-haired guy with his hair part on the side. My daughter-in-law, Dixie, knew Michelle and Pete. She may even have their contact information. How to get a hold of him. The stripper and then that guy impersonating a judge. I don't think she realized it was Alex. I gotta get to work. But it's just the biggest scam in the world, a big drug scam. I'm gonna upload this.